Hey guys, what's up? Ragnarok here with part 5 of my Mortal Empires Balthasar Gelt campaign on Legendary difficulty. Right, so I apologize for the delay. I had a couple of technical problems here getting started this evening, which is not unsurprising for most of you. Anyway, so before we get started, I just want to briefly go over what we're going to be doing here tonight. So I'm streaming again on DLive. If you guys either want to watch ahead or participate in the campaign, this is the place to do it. And yeah, I'm hoping to do a long stream tonight. I mean, the goal, very minimum, is 4 hours. I'm hoping to do 8 hours, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I really want to get as far ahead as possible with my recording because I have plans for a lot of new stuff on the content. I want to try and start making some more original type content. So the first goal is to get ahead with a backlog of videos, and then start working on some other stuff that I will release slowly over time. Right, in any case, as far as the campaign is concerned here, I mean, my goal obviously is I want to move out of our original territories here, our starting 2 provinces. So I have a plan as to how we'll be able to do that without leaving Gelt behind. So we'll get into that. We'll start working towards doing that, as we're going to have rebellions here for a little while anyway. So those will need to be sorted out. But I think Gelt is going to head into the Tainted Lands and take on the vampires. So I think that's where we'll be moving him. And during the end turns, as I said last time, we're going to start reading from The Sword of Justice by Chris Wraight. And we're going to pick up where we left off in my Karl Franz campaign. So, yeah, that's what we're going to be doing during the end turns. I'm looking forward to it, the conclusion for the story. And yeah, we can get back into that. But before we do, I've actually got some notes here for any of you who haven't necessarily read the book or weren't following along with the previous Let's Play. I will do a review of where we are in the book before we get started. So I think with all that said, I think we can finally get cracking in this episode and get started and get to work here and get a little bit of work done. Alright, so where were we last time? Alright, so we've got this rebellion just popped up. Gelt is in position. We've got some huntsmen. I'm looking forward to seeing those bad boys in action. And we had an event here. We sent an army to aid Altdorf, and we defeated the Beastmen. But coincidentally, we ended up keeping this army, which is pretty ridiculous. Because it's taking a big chunk out of our income. That additional army is costing an additional 530, plus the upkeep for this army is another 1,000. So that's about 1,500 this is costing us. But in any case, we're going to disband this gentleman because we definitely don't need that army at the moment. And we're going to start working towards, I guess we'll take this rebellion out. We did have an attack here that we repelled. It was a pretty large army, but our garrison, we're level 3 here now. Garrison is pretty stout, and even though I didn't fight it the best, we still were able to win without too much difficulty. I forget the name of it's one of the orc tribes that we're at war with. But in any case, let's get to work. Let's get this rebellion sorted. So probably be getting a little bit more into the habit of auto-resolving battles such as this, where the auto-resolve is so much in their favor. However, haven't seen the huntsmen yet in action, or at least I haven't seen them in action, haven't used them at all yet. So I wanna fight this out, this one myself. This probably will give us the opportunity to get 2 battles in, which is double the experience as well. So always a bonus to take the time to fight the battles, even though these are not necessarily difficult battles in the least. So be a little bit careful of the rock lobber here. Aside from that, there's no real threat at all. I'm gonna set up back here, I think. Swords out front. Great swords in the back. Probably not going to be needed. And Gelt can stand out front and draw the attention of the rock lobber. As I want over here to protect flank a little bit. Alright, so let's group these guys up.
Taking aim.
Be fine. Start it up.
To battle. Quick march.
You know what, probably shouldn't have those out there. I did want to take a look at these huntsmen. Oh, you know what, I forgot that these guys have stock, and do they have Vanguard deployment as well? I'm not even sure. You guys get moving, you're gonna be targeted by that fucking thing. I maybe shouldn't have put them out here on their own like that.
By my will alone. Moving faster.
Might be a little bit dangerous to send Gelt out here on his own, but
Conditions acceptable for Heldenhammer. We
okay.
serve the Emperor.
I'm gonna see if we can prompt them to come at us. The other thing we can probably the best thing to do here is to get Gelt to waste their ammunition, but I don't think that's going to be necessary here. I think Outriders be able to take them on. Ooh. Ow, ow, ow. That hurt a little bit.
In Sigmar's name, no lingering. Take position.
I wish these guys could shoot while they're moving. That would be fantastic. Alright, let's drop this down right there, see what that does. I don't know how confident I feel about having Gelt out here by himself. Keep moving.
Moving now. Quick march. Moving now.
These guys are just really...
Formation march.
They really want to get a hold of... Oh.
Ready for war.
Alright.
Fire! Fire!
They are relentless, those, Oh, son of a bitch, did I? Oh,
Swordsman.
back in line. So, might not be a bad idea to send you out to help Gelt. That's not good. Guys, get over here. Son of a bitch. How did I know that was gonna happen? Guys, get out of there.
Quick march.
There's another rock lobber.
I am supreme. Ready for war.
Ah, damn it, that was a waste.
They'll never move again.
For Heldenhammer! To battle!
Oh, this is this is a little bit of a mess here.
For the Warhammer!
This is what happens when I try and rely on my micro to get some work done. Oh my gosh. I just totally shredded through the unit of swords with Gelt's skill as Bal.
Balthasar Gelt. Haste gold magic.
Understood! Ready for war!
Guys, focus on them. Let's get all of these.
Standing by!
Alright, yeah, just I'm gonna take a little bit of a, well, not a mulligan, but a one battle to warm up, you know? First battle of the session always a little bit rough. Or at least it is for me, for whatever reason. Usually, anyway. Seems to be a trend. Oh, you guys don't need to run them down. Wait for the rest of the troops to show up here. These huntsmen over here.
Yes, sir! Quickly!
The ground quakes. Armor melts.
Swordsman!
Right, yeah. Anyway, thank goodness we're not up against a difficult force here.
Great swords! Move out! Quick march!
And it's just a meager rebellion that we're fighting.
I am marksman! Swordsman! Yes, my lord!
Use the shields to block the missile fire. Keep him bogged down for now. We'll have to get a healing mage to go with Gelt eventually.
Magic. They'll never move again.
Guys, back up.
State troops ready!
Back in here. Guys, swinging around.
Find your target!
Alright, not a great debut for my use with the Huntsman, but hoping that I'll get my shit together a little bit.
Bring it down!
We serve friends.
Like I said, need a little bit of a warm-up battle here, and we should be good to go after this. Probably should run these guys down a little bit. Just so the auto resolve is not as bad. Yeah, we took a fair bit of damage on some of these swords. We might even have to fight it manually so that we don't lose any of these units. I mean, we can replace them easily enough, but still, we don't have to replace them, and probably shouldn't. Did not make use of our artillery at all. All right, good enough. Yeah, shaky battle to start things off. Guys are still getting a lot of good work done. I am kind of glad that I've kept them. Gives us a little bit more flexibility with the army, even though I haven't exactly used them. Didn't exactly use them the greatest there. I mean, we did more or less shut this thing down, but at the expense of almost getting Gelt killed. Alright. Go with the treasury.
Follow me. I am the supreme
Was that it?
patriarch.
They're finished off? Where did they go? I guess we're cutting them off. Alright, good. Oh, order, public order.
Do not waste my protection.
Yeah. Can't. Alright, we might as well put you in there
Let us
for
begin.
now, and then we'll come down here and start recruiting those huntsmen again. So what I think I'm gonna do here is we're gonna recruit another lord. And keep him in this area to bounce between. Probably we'll have him positioned at Fort Seoul and let these provinces rebel, and then leave him. He can build a small force and deal with the rebellions as they pop up, and then Gelt, when he's at full strength, will start moving this way just to support Averland in eliminating the vampires, which they look like they're doing a pretty good job on their own thus far. So what we will need, however, is
Sigma's will. Welcome, my countrymen.
the military access. That's going to be huge
Not
for us
in
to
my
get
name.
from them.
Never.
Don't even want to give us bloody trade yet. I think what I'm going to do is spend some more on improved relations with these guys. And I'm going to hit it one more time.
All right.
Because we will need that military access if we're
Make you
going
disagree
to
with that. Yes.
98. Yeah, so next turn we
The
should
Empire.
see,
By Sigma's will.
so hopefully at
Coming
least
out.
take
No.
the trade agreement.
Not in my name.
And if not, we'll have to start bribing them. But in the meantime, we'll just continue investing in the economy in these two provinces. So, be a little while before we get this to level 4, but as soon as we get this to level 4, we'll be building the Wizards Conclave, or whatever it's called. What's it called? Yeah, Wizards Conclave. I think that's pretty much it for this turn. There's not really much else to do, as I can tell. Alright, so Sword of Justice. What has happened thus far? So, the novel begins with a desperate battle between an Empire army and a Beastman horde at the mighty Turgid's Cauldron. So, it's here that we're introduced to a number of notable characters. So, the first, Andreas Grunwald, who has orders to hold the ridge protecting the road where the Reiksguard reinforcements are expected. His orders are to keep the road open so that the Reiksguard can easily reinforce the army that's hunting down these beastmen. So Grunwald's position, however, is soon overrun. The commander himself only able to escape with his life because of the heroics of a halberdier captain named Marcus Block. The remainder of Grunwald's detachment make a panic retreat back to the natural fortification, joining the main body of the Empire army. Leading the army is the Emperor's champion, Ludwig Schwarzhelm. By his side is a mysterious figure, Peter Verstholen, the general's most trusted advisor. So the forest surrounding the cauldron is alive with beastmen, and soon the horde descends on the Empire force. Schwarzhelm sorry guys, right, yeah, I'm gonna finish that thought during the end turn. Sorry, my brain sort of stalled there for a second, but anyway, we'll continue that during the next end turn. So Public order is slowly starting to work itself out, sort of. I think it's mostly because of the feast stag, actually, now that I think about it. Oh, you have the opportunity to get some of these buildings built. So, alright, over here. Alright, so what are we going to build here? Should we, you know what, I think, actually we will go with the growth. I'll go with this. And then, next turn we'll build that. I think it's the way to do it. Gelt. Yeah, that'll allow us to recruit these huntsmen. I always have trouble seeing there's the border. Always have trouble seeing the border there. Alright. Yeah, I think probably we're gonna start inching towards this way. See how things look. Let's get those 4 huntsmen for now. Stock and yeah, stock and vanguard deployment. Pretty sweet. These will definitely be very versatile. Oh, I wonder. I don't know. I just wondering if it's still might be better to have guns in the late game rather than the huntsman. Damage 23. How much of that is armor piercing? 4 armor piercing. What about the crossbows? What do the crossbows have for armor piercing? Same. 4. Of course, the guns we don't have access to. Obviously, have a lot better armor piercing. Armor piercing 17. So, yeah, but that bonus versus large should be extremely valuable, I guess. Right, anyway, what the fuck was I doing? Sorry.
Sigma's will.
Everland.
Welcome, my countrymen. Absolutely not.
Motherfuckers, what the hell? Ah, Dios mío, what do I gotta do to get trade with you guys? I need that military access as well. What are we looking here? 92.
Approach us, friend, and make your offer.
There's really nothing we can do here.
All right. It is good to see fellow sons of the Empire.
Hell.
This night.
Vampires. War with Sterling.
What? Surely an agreement will be reached. For are we not all sons of Sigmar?
Do not waste my potential.
Yeah, we're kind of hemmed in here. Well, you know what? The one thing we could do, go to war with the Boar. No, we can't really go to war with the Border Princes. Cancel that and go to war with them. Yeah, we're just kind of hemmed in here right now. I mean, the only other option is we could come in here. But again, got a trespass to do that. Nobody wants to give us military access, so it's kind of a fucking problem. Right, anyway, so Schwarzhelm marches out, hears and battles the Doom Bull that is leading the Horde in Mortal Kombat, as the rest of the army does the same with the Beastman Horde. So, just as the Emperor's champion slays the beast, Herd Hellborg, commander of the Reichsguard, arrives, turning the tide of the battle decisively in the favor of the Empire. Hellborg, it's worth noting here that Hellborg has gained a bit of a reputation for these kind of last-minute heroics, showing up just in the nick of time. Right, so during this battle, there's a few things that we learn about these characters. So the first is that we see cracks in both Grunwald and Schwarzhelm's confidence. Grunwald feeling himself maybe a little bit older, battle weary maybe, and yeah, just doubting himself. And there's a tiny bit of that in Schwarzhelm as well. We also see Block's valor and battle prowess, but at the same time we do see a bit of his hubris. He seems a little overconfident. And then we are also it's made very clear the rivalry between Schwarzhelm and Hellborg, and there's maybe even a hint of jealousy that Schwarzhelm has towards Hellborg, his rival. And then we learn a little bit of Verstholen's loyalty to Schwarzhelm, and a little bit, we get to see some of his usefulness as well, which he seems extremely useful in various situations. Verstholen is likened very much to a spy, or even a witch hunter. He's compared a lot to a witch hunter, even though that the character has a real disdain for the witch hunters. So, alright, so we've got lots of stuff to build here. I think probably getting the defenses here at Steingart would be a really good start. Really good idea. Yeah, I think we'll go with that, and then that's probably like all the building we're going to be able to do for this turn. I think it's probably worth it that we can build the farm up there, though. Let's take a look at our relations with the Averlanders.
By Sigmar's will. Very well.
Oh, hallelujah, finally.
So be it.
Alright, good. Low. Still need that military access, though. That's the big one.
Never. A fool's action.
Alright, they're still giving us a hard time. Anyway, so we'll build growth a little bit there. Son of a bitch. Oh, son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. Alright, that's cancel that. And let's most certainly pick up this guy. Ben Alderidge. Recruit him. We should probably get him into this army. Trying to think what we should take out. This may be overdoing it with our missile troops here. You love those missile troops. We disband this guy and put him into the army.
Yes, General. Ready. The nation calls. Your orders.
Right. Alright. Looks good.
What?
Alright, what should we call this guy? What should we name him? Well, Since we're continuing with the theme of sort of justice, we're reading through the lore of the novel. We'll call him Andreas Grunwald. Try not to get him killed.
What?
Alright, so I suppose we should station you at the border, good sir.
Step to it.
And I guess I will disband this.
By the comet. Do not waste my potential.
And then we will pop you into the army next turn. As soon as you have a little bit of movement. Keep working these guys, improving those relations. Trespasses against Wiseland. When did we trespass against Wiseland land? I feel like that was a while ago. Alright, so they should give us military access soon. I mean, we might have to just wait a couple turns, but there is a possibility we might have the rebellion here in the meantime anyway. But public order is beginning to stabilize, and we'll soon be able to get rid of this and build the public order building here. Actually, probably it's better to build the public order building here. We can build something else here. What will be maybe the armory for now. Actually, I'm not sure. But I feel like probably you don't need the tavern to go over level 3 anyway. Yeah, I don't know, we'll figure it out. Alright, another intern. Alright, so what else happened in the novel? So after the battle at the cauldron in the forest with the beastmen, the story transitions to the capital of the empire, where a parade is held in celebration of victory. Schwarzhelm meets with the Emperor Karl Franz and is given his next assignment, which will be judge in the elector succession of Averheim, coincidentally Schwarzhelm's place of birth. Meanwhile, Verstholen meets with a lady of the night. We learn that Verstholen has some unknown tragic event from his past, something, you know, to do, some romantic tragic tragedy that befell him. And then also Block gets himself robbed in a drunken bar fight. And then before leaving the capital, Schwarzhelm meets with an old shadowy figure who is apparently his mentor. Okay, military access with these guys might actually help us out. We might not have to get military access with the other folks there. I don't think we can confederate with the border princes, but then again, I'm not 100% sure about that. These guys are back for more. Alright, so before long, the army is on the march again, and this time to Averheim, where there is a strange mood and the smell of jasmine in the air. There are also rumors of orc incursions in the east. So the main body of the army, led by Grunwald and Block, are sent to investigate the orc rumors. And then Schwarzhelm and Verstholen stay in Averheim with the Knights Panther to oversee the succession proceedings. Friends in high places. You're approached by your sharpest political advisors, formulating a plan to increase your standing amongst the other electors. It will involve considerable politicking from you, however, and a great deal of time spent with each and every one of the heads of the other states. Imperial authority +1, prestige -1000. So, well, unfortunately, we don't have the prestige available. It looks like they're getting a little bit stronger. We should still be able to beat this, but without too much difficulty, but I mean, good. Bring Balthasar down here to sort it out himself.
The Empire. I am in assault. Onwards.
Might as well
How
have some
should we
fun.
proceed?
We hunt them down. Oh, we can even push into this territory if we wanted. The border's right there. Have to request military access from the dwarves, though.
I am the supreme patriarch.
Alright, so this is looking a little bit better. Again, I feel like I've probably got too many huntsmen in here. Probably 6 is a good number. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how the armies, how we're gonna formulate the armies, to be honest. Oh. Keep an eye out. We'll wait for another disciplined Empire captain. No hurry.
I am ready.
Really?
Are you?
How are we doing for time? Alright, yeah, we're alright for time. Okay, things are looking good.
All right. Come then. Only Sigmar's god.
I don't want military access.
I am
Guys,
men
gonna
of
give
the
us.
Empire.
Alright, we
What
might get
brings
military
you
access
here?
with the. Oh man, I want defensive
I think
alliance.
not.
Don't know if I want. The problem with start making all these alliances and everything, and then freaking dragged into all kinds of wars. I find it's just better to not
True king.
get alliances.
Step forth, true friend of the Ungrund clan. Pointless.
How about if we give you a whopping 491 gold.
Ripostes. No.
Alright, that's fine. I'm sure they're gonna give us access eventually. We're pretty protected on all sides. It'd be nice if we got access with the dwarves, and then we could go root these guys out so that we don't have continually armies coming back this way. No way they're gonna make the attack by themselves there. But this will give us the opportunity to counterattack them. Alright, so where were we? So alright, now that we're in Aberheim, we meet the elector candidates. First, Rufus Leitdorf carries himself with all the natural born arrogance of the Empire's coterie of noble families. By his side is his unnaturally beautiful wife Natasha, and then the second candidate is Heinz Mark Grosslich, who has an easy manner and a commanding presence with no signs of the Leitdorf arrogance. So, while the succession litigations drag on, Schwarzhelm becomes increasingly agitated. There's no word from Grunwald, he gets little sleep, and Verstholen begins investigating a joy root epidemic that seems to be present throughout Aberheim, throughout the province. The tension in the city grows as the supporters of each candidate begin fighting openly in the city. Meanwhile, Grunwald's army is lured into a trap and all but destroyed by greenskins. Grunwald himself falling while defending the retreat of the forces. Alright, great strides have been made in our relationship with the state of Averland of late. The Elector Count Marius Leitdorf has approached you with an offer of confederation. The tenuously ruled lands of Mad Marius Leitdorf are fertile, sun-drenched plains which lie next to both the Black and World's Edge Mountains, the place of Averlanders in close contact with dwarves, with whom they have a long, amicable trading history, will accept Averland's offer of confederation. This is going to mess up our imperial authority, which is not very high at the moment, but this assert independence. Oh, yeah. Federation will be offered again in 20 turns. Might be a little bit early to accept kind of confederation, but I'm gonna do it. What the hell? Oh, you sneaky bastards. You sneaky, cheeky bastards. Oh, son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. Oh my gosh, we can't get there either. Bloody freaking hell, you cheeky fucking... Alright, I mean, it's not like we've got it built up that much. And they might not siege it out right away. Couple more levels for that. Sigmar's Ward, definitely be useful. But let's give you the lightning strike, my man. That will also be useful. Alright, so what do we get from Averheim? Ooh, look at this shenanigans. That's pretty sweet. Is that the only... Oh, okay.
Yes, my lord.
We've got a couple forces out here. Arius Lake Dark is available.
To untamed lands.
Yeah, I feel like this confederation was a little bit early. Anyway, we're gonna have to expand these forces for the time being.
By the comet.
Let's get rid of that. See if we can get the fences built here. Should have expected them to do that. For some reason I was thinking our fort would be able to stop them. Anyway, if they do take it, be able to get rid of that army. I think we're definitely gonna have to come over here and get rid of these guys.
Tremble, mortal.
Gonna leave these public order buildings for now. Change them to something else later.
By the comet.
Alright, what do we want to research here? I think I'm gonna go with this. It's only 5 turns. Kind of spread out a little bit now. Sort of. It's just the border princes are right in the middle here. I'm gonna want to eventually consolidate that. Alright, I think here we've got to go with the Untainted for now. To try and stave off this corruption. And then we've got to get over here and declare war on the vampires. Get rid of them. Which is going to be a bit of a bitch. Probably would have been better to let Averheim keep working against them. This kind of solved the problem of military access. Though, at the same time, we still don't have access to the vampire territory now. Yeah, that was a bad... I shouldn't have accepted the Confederation. I should have waited. Should have just been patient.
What?
Anyway, we'll deal with it. I mean, worst case scenario, we'll lose all this territory and just slowly push back out. I guess probably Stirland is who we want to improve relations with next.
So, the Empire.
Come then. Only 6.
What?
Greetings on behalf of the Empire.
Not likely. So, Rickard, what brings you before the heir of Lund? No.
Okay, might lose Karak or win here. Alright, Block takes command of the survivors and sends words to Schwarzhelm. Upon hearing the news of Grunwald and his army's fate, Schwarzhelm rides out with the Knights Panther to hunt down the orcs, leaving the city to fall into riots. Verstholen, meanwhile, discovers that at the heart of the Joy Root epidemic is Lightdorf's wife, Natasha, turns out to be an agent of chaos, the great enemy. Verstholen sends urgent messages to Schwarzhelm with this news, and then seeks support with Grosslick in an attempt to restore order to the city. Rallying a nearby garrison, Schwarzhelm manages to defeat the orc incursion and join forces with the remnants of Grunwald's armies under the command of Block. Schwarzhelm then decides to ride back to Averheim with all haste while sending Block and the battered army to Blackfire Pass to find out how the orcs were allowed into Empire territory to begin with. Word has also reached the nearby garrison Reichsguard and Helborg, who likewise decides to make his way to Averheim. Meanwhile, in the vaults of the Averberg, Grosslick and his supporters seize the succession documents, except hidden in the shadows there was a faint, barely audible wheezing. A lone, forgotten Ackendorfer still crouched. When the others had left, he rose and made his way back to where he'd been hiding. He retrieved something from the antechamber, then hurried off into the darkness, following routes into the bowels of the citadel that only he knew. That's essentially where we left the story off. So we're gonna fight this battle with the greenskins here, with Ruglug, Spiritchugga, and then we'll end the episode on YouTube, and then I'll continue the stream from here on, recording episode 6. So yeah, let's see if you know, that warm-up battle paid off, because these orc boys be a little bit tougher to deal with. We've got a lot of range. We just essentially got to use our range, and I think this time probably I will cheese the AI a little bit and waste their ammunition rather than try and take them out and using the Outriders. So we'll use the Outriders maybe in a more defensive capacity here. I think I like fighting on this side a little bit better. I don't know. Doesn't really matter. Let's protect the flank there.
Great swords!
Riders! Balthasar
Alright, so 1, 2,
We are Sigma's
3.
heirs! Missile infantry!
We are Sigmar's heirs! Moving faster! Ready for war! Quick
Guys,
march!
just careful here. Riders. I think they're a little bit on the. They could be on the
For the
move.
Emperor!
Let's
Ready!
move that way. Get in behind if you
My orders stand!
guys don't get too far from one another. Yeah, it looks like they are on the move.
For Heldenhammer!
Moving!
Okay, those wolf riders are probably faster than you, so maybe we just
The Empire endures!
come back this way.
Great swords! The Empire endures! Yes, sir!
Pick targets!
For Heldenhammer!
Yes, sir, quickly! I am master of Shalom.
Missiles ready, my friend!
Guys all in guard mode.
Great swords!
Fallen staff! Take the ground! Let's go! Haste go with magic! Ready for war! The Empire endures!
Alright, let's get behind the lines here.
Ready ammunition!
Bow before me! Armor!
Son of a bitch.
Loaded, sir! Ready!
Could be the end of our outriders here.
Mortar! Yes, General!
Alright. They're not gonna try and flank us here, you guys get into the action. Flank here.
Outriders!
Might be time to get rid of the outriders.
Wall of metal!
Get you out of there.
We serve the Emperor! Take position! Yes, General! For Heldenhammer!
Oh, they are gonna flank us.
I, Sigmar's will! At your service!
Let's
For
give them that.
Heldenhammer! We serve the Emperor!
For Heldenhammer! They'll never move again!
Shit.
No lingering!
For Heldenhammer!
At speed!
Ready! Great swords! Attack! Sigma! Preserve us!
I am master of Shalom!
The swords are not holding.
Go! Ready?
Very well!
Yes,
Son of a
sir!
bitch. That's not looking great.
I am master of Shalom!
Missiles at the ready!
Yeah, the orc boys are a little bit better quality than our
Ulrich's wrath!
To battle!
archers.
Great swords!
Not the archers, the swords.
Rebels aid!
Still got lots of archers, but I guys need to get back into the fight.
Sigmar guides us!
Ulrich's wrath on them! Haste
And
go
you need to get out of there. I don't want to lose you. It'd be really valuable.
Understood! Quickly! Whoa!
Just pin them down.
By Ulrich's wrath!
Alright, so we're taking some damage here, but I think we're gonna win. Yes, I hope so.
We are Sigmar's heirs!
Yeah, I think they're gonna get the army lost here in a moment.
Ranged weapons ready! Sigmar guides us! Get them! We serve the
Get in there.
Move
Help out.
Prepare for combat.
Not you.
Sigma falls. Now
We are Sigmar's heirs.
For the twin-tailed coming!
Come on, bitch. Keep coming back. Keep coming back for more. Alright, we're in hard shape. I think we've almost got this.
Weapons at the ready for Heldenhammer!
They'll never move again.
As soon as he goes down, we should be in the clear. Yeah, there we go. Yikes. Well, it's a little bit rough. Another rough one.
We are Sigmar's heirs!
Another win. I think we lost the Outriders. Me being careless as usual. Let the archers finish off a few more of them. Gonna have to run them down after this. At least we didn't lose the settlement, and we didn't lose any heroes. So, even though we took a lot of damage there, not the end of the world. Sure. You know what? Looks like the Outriders survived. But I feel like I'd rather have a bit stronger front line. All the same. Need the cash right now. The leadership would be helpful too, but kind of need the cash a little bit more, I think. All right, so that's gonna do it for part 5 on YouTube.
Grows, my lord.
Part
News
6
of your conquests spread.
is going to be next, and I'll be continuing the stream for those of you who are watching along on DLive. So, right, yeah, I'll see you guys next time.